Okay, so now this is the second part of the NBA prediction series. And this is the final part where I predict the awards and who I think is going to come away with the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, awards like that. This is the second part, and this is almost the final part. I said final. I'm going to have another video where I give hot takes on my opinion or what I think happen next season. But in this video, we're going to talk about the award prediction. Now we'll do something different this video. I'm going to have two different things happening. One, I'm going to have my opinion. I'm going to have opinions of people that I know close to me that know basketball. Now, in these two opinions, I'm going to read them off, and then I'm going to give my take on them and then give my full take as well. We have one take which gives potential scoring champs and MVPs. Then we have another take which says the list of people that have winning certain each award. Let's start with the first person. So, one of my closest friends, Sean, he thinks that Luka will win MVP, which is top pick. And that's a very consistent thing I have seen. I have seen a lot of people say that Luka is their top MVP pick, which makes sense. But my only question to that take is, how much can Luka do to win the MVP? Because at this point, Luka is at his consistent stats he's going to have. He's going to have his constant stats he's going to do every season. So at what point can he win MVP? Because there is certain criteria you have to reach to be an MVP type player. We all know this. The record, the team, and also the player. So Luka has the player slot locked down. He just needs his team to step up and have more in the Western Conference standings. So I feel like Luka could win MVP. He's a top pick of mine as well. But how much can Luka do to win the MVP? So now this next person that I know, Jalen, he says that the MVP will be Embiid, Most Improved Player Cade Cunningham, Defensive Player of the Year Giannis, Rookie of the Year Paolo, and Sixth Man of the Year Malcolm Brogdon. Now, I agree with Defensive Player of the Year. I believe that Giannis is a consistent Defensive Player of the Year type player. I believe he should have won it last year, and I believe he should win it most years. That makes sense. Rookie of the Year, I'm not really in tune with rookies, if that makes sense. I was really high. I think it was Chet. Whoever the Oklahoma City Thunder drafted, I was really high on him until he got injured. So the person I've written Rookie of the Year is probably Pablo as well. And then Most Improved Player, I have a different player winning Most Improved Player, but I can see why Cade Cunningham is in that second slot. Now, the thing about the MVP is Embiid. The thing about Embiid winning MVP is Embiid had the MVP 2 years in a row locked. In my opinion, Jokic's first MVP was going to be Joel Embiid if he stayed healthy. So the only thing I have about the MVP take is if he stays healthy this season, he can win the MVP. Joel Embiid is a consistent MVP type player, but if he has to stay healthy to win those MVPs. That's the only thing he has to do. Sixth Man of the Year, I'm not really in tune with that many six mans. That makes sense. I'm not really like I'm not really in tune with people like that. But Malcolm Brogdon is a new piece for the Boston Celtics, and I feel like I don't know if they're gonna start Marcus Smart or Malcolm Brogdon because both of them provide something else. So I feel like Malcolm Brogdon will come off the bench because Marcus Smart has more starting point guard. But I feel like in certain situations, they're going to have Malcolm Brogdon starting over Marcus Smart. So Malcolm Brogdon may be considered Sixth Man of the Year. I don't know for sure. He might be considered. I don't know for sure. So now I'm going to give my predictions on the awards. So now let's start with MVP. MVP, I have three players almost winning, and I have some people who could come up and win it, but I don't doubt that. So one person I'm going to start with is Jokic. Jokic has a chance to win 3 MVPs back-to-back, and I feel like Jokic can. Based on the people that's coming back on his team, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., more people are coming back on his team and more help is coming to him, and Jokic is already playing at the MVP type level. So his ability to elevate his team to a top 3 seed, which I feel like the Nuggets have a chance to do a lot in this season. So the Nuggets now being a top 3 seed, and you have Jokic playing at the same level he played for the 2 years in a row. Jokic has a chance to win his MVP. Then let's go to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis has a chance to win his MVP based on what he has played so far. Giannis plays in the MVP level every single season, defensively and offensively. Giannis stats and stuff compares to most MVPs. Now, the only reason why he could not win it, same thing with Jokic, is voters fatigue. This is a constant thing that happens a lot. This is why LeBron has not won that many MVPs. This is why a lot of people don't win that many, because voters get tired of seeing the same people winning back to back to back, even though we know, because we know they can do a thing every single year. So since we know they do that, let's give us a new person. That's what most of the voters think. So I don't know if Giannis and Jokic can win again based off of that. So this is why I have my third person, which is Luka Doncic. Now the thing about Luka is, I already said it before, how much can Luka improve when they just give it to him anyway? Because Luka constantly elevated his team to the highest ceiling it can be. For example, last season, he made that team go to the Western Conference Finals. They should not have been there. They should have lost in the second round to the Suns, but since the Suns had a bad series, Mavericks took advantage and went to the West Coast, but they should not have made it that far. So Luka is able to elevate his team higher than it's supposed to be. So because of that, Luka might sneak away with this award. I have Giannis, Jokic, and Luka in the top three. Now Curry is going to sneak his way somewhere in there. I have Curry also almost win this award as well. I can see Curry win that as well because of the way Curry is going to play this season. So I have Giannis, Jokic, Luka, and Curry maybe win this award this season. But my pick, I'm going to go with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now the Defensive Player of the Year. So I have three players in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. Let's start with the first one. First off, I have Draymond Green. Now Draymond Green is a constant, versatile defender who can defend 1 through 5 easily, and he's able to make the Warriors be able to go small ball because of how Draymond Green defends. Draymond Green can't stop certain big men like Joel Embiid, Jokic, but he can limit them very significantly, and he's very good at limiting them and allows the Warriors to flourish more. Draymond Green is a very underrated defender, and people don't know how much he is vocally and physically as a defender. So that's why I have him he could win this award. Now, I'm going to have another person, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, I have Giannis win this award because Giannis is one of the best defenders in the league. I believe he is the best defender in the league because he's able to defend. He's a good help defender, a good rim defender, and he's a decent perimeter defender. I don't know why people act like he's just not a good perimeter defender at all. He can defend the perimeter. He's a good help defender. He's a good rim protector as well. And Giannis easily elevates the Bucks defense so much higher than it needs to be. The Bucks defense is high because of him and Brook Lopez, and that's saying something, as well as Jrue Holiday. So I have him in extension as well. And then I have Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is a constant Defensive Player of the Year candidate because of the way he is to elevate the defensive level of a team. Look at the Utah Jazz team he was on every single year. The Jazz team without Rudy Gobert on that lineup defensively was the worst defensive team in the league. But Rudy Gobert elevated so high because Rudy Gobert is such a high defensive player. But if I had to go with a pick, my pick would be Giannis Antetokounmpo for Defensive Player of the Year. So now my last pick for award is going to be Most Improved Player. Now, Most Improved Player, I have Tyrese Maxey win this award. Now, if you saw my last video where I predicted the standings, I said I'm high on Tyrese Maxey. And yes, I am high on Tyrese Maxey. I like how Tyrese Maxey plays in the Sixers offense. He is very versatile offensively. He can do a lot of things that people don't think he can do. I believe Tyrese Maxey can have a big step as well, because I don't know if James Harden is going to turn back to the Harden we have seen before. So if Harden is able to have some things that he lets Tyrese Maxey do, or Tyrese Maxey picks things from James Harden, that would be very influential for Tyrese Maxey, because I see the future in Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is a very good offensive player, and I can see him winning Most Improved Player. I can see him averaging about 22 points, 23, and him doing that and also elevating the Sixers team, because I don't know how good James Harden will be able to play this season. So if James Harden plays bad, I believe Tyrese Maxey can step into that role and elevate the Sixers to come out and almost win the East. I don't have them win the East, but I believe that Tyrese can help them almost win it. As for Rookie of the Year and Sixth Man of the Year, I'm going to have to just agree with what Jalen said, that he has Paolo winning Rookie of the Year and Malcolm Brogdon winning Sixth Man of the Year. I'm just going to agree with what he said, because I'm not saying I don't know information about them, but I'm not really in tune with the rookies like that. And the Sixth Man of the Year, I don't know what team's going to have six mans, and I don't know how it's going to work. So on my midway prediction of the season, that's what I'm going to give my Sixth Man of the Year. So thank you for watching this video. This is the end of my predictions videos. So this is the awards. I'm gonna just recap it for you. MVP have Giannis. Defensive Player have Giannis. Most Improved Player have Tyrese Maxey. Sixth Man of the Year, Malcolm Brogdon. Rookie of the Year, Paolo. Thank you for watching this video. This is the end of my predictions video. My next video will be hot takes I have about the NBA season. And yes, I have 3 or 4 of them that's controversial a little bit, but I believe they can almost happen.